I'm Wide Awake, It's Morning is one of two Bright Eyes albums released on January 25, 2005, by Saddle Creek Records. Emergency Eye is a 1999 album by Washington, D.C. indie band The Dismemberment Plan, issued on DeSoto Records. It was produced by J. Robbins and Chad Clark. Reviews for the album were generally very favorable. Daydream Nation is the fifth studio album by American alternative rock band Sonic Youth. It was recorded between July and August 1988 at Green Street Recording, New York City and released in October 1988 by Enigma Records. Crooked Rain. Crooked Rain is the second studio album by U.S. rock band Pavement. The album, released in 1994, saw the band move on towards a more accessible, classic rock sound than that displayed on their more lo-fi debut Slanted and Enchanted, and achieved moderate success with the single Cut Your Hair. Is This It is the debut studio album by American indie rock band The Strokes. Recorded at Transportrum in New York City with producer Gordon Raphael, the album was first released on July 30, 2001, in Australia, with RCA Records as the primary label. Spiderland is the second studio album by the American rock band Slint. It was released on March 27, 1991, through Touch and Go Records. Featuring dramatically alternating dynamics and vocals ranging from spoken word to shouting, the album contains narrative lyrics that emphasize alienation. Bakesall is the fifth album by American indie rock band Sabata. It was released by Sub Pop in 1994. Bakesall was the first Sabata album released following the departure of founding member, Eric Gaffney, though he did drum on 4 of the album's tracks from a session engineered by Bob Weston. Introducing is the debut studio album of American music producer DJ Shadow, released on November 19, 1996 on the record label Mo Wax. The album is renowned for being composed almost entirely of sampled content, most of which originated from various vinyl records obtained by DJ Shadow during trips to record shops. B-1000 is the seventh album by American indie rock band Guided by Voices, released on June 21, 1994. It was recorded on consumer quality audio recorders rather than in a studio, and many of the songs are less than 2 minutes long. White Blood Cells is the third studio album by American alternative rock duo The White Stripes, released on July 3, 2001. Recorded in less than 1 week at Easley McCain Recording in Memphis, Tennessee, and produced by frontman and guitarist Jack White, it was the band's final record released independently on Sympathy for the Record Industry. The Lonesome Crowded West is the second full-length album recorded by alternative rock band Modest Mouse. The album was released on Up Records on November 18, 1997, on both compact disc and vinyl LP. Many consider the album to be one of the best indie rock albums of the 1990s. Pitchfork Media ranked it number 29 in their list 100 Greatest Albums of the 1990s, and the song Trailer Trash number 63 in their list of the 200 Greatest Songs of the Decade. Double Nickels on the Dime is the third studio album by American punk trio Minuteman, released on the Californian independent record label SST Records in 1984. A double album containing 45 songs, Double Nickels on the Dime combines elements of punk rock, funk, country, spoken word and jazz, and references a variety of themes, from the Vietnam War and racism in America, to working class experience and linguistics. Meat Puppets 2 is the second album by the Tempe, Arizona band The Meat Puppets, released in 1984. It is a departure from their self-titled debut album, which consisted largely of noisy hardcore with unintelligible vocals. The Soft Bulletin is the ninth album released by the Flaming Lips on May 17, 1999 in the UK, with a US release following on June 22, 1999. It was released to wide critical acclaim and hailed by critics as a departure from their previous guitar-heavy alternative rock sound, and to a more layered and intricately arranged work. Desperate Youth, Bloodthirsty Babes is the 2004 debut album by the American art rock band, TV on the Radio. The album, recorded at Headgear Studio in Brooklyn, was awarded the Shortlist Music Prize for 2004. If You're Feeling Sinister is the second album by Scottish pop group Belle Sebastian, released on the independent label Jeepster Records in the United Kingdom and Matador Records in the United States. Siamese Dream is the second album by the American alternative rock band The Smashing Pumpkins, released on July 27, 1993 on Virgin Records. The album fused diverse influences such as shoegazing, dream pop, heavy metal, and progressive rock. Funeral is the debut studio album by the Canadian indie rock band Arcade Fire, released on September 14, 2004 in North America by Merge Records and on February 28, 2005 in Europe by Rough Trade Records. Yep, Jump Music is the fifth self-released music cassette album by singer-songwriter Daniel Johnston, recorded over the summer 1983. The album was re-released on cassette in 1986 by Stress Records, and in 1988 released on CD and double LP by Homestead Records. Surfer Rosa is the first full-length album by the American alternative rock band Pixies, released in March 1988 on the British independent record label 4AD. The album's unusual and offbeat subject matter includes references to mutilation and voyeurism. This is augmented by experimental recording techniques and a distinctive drum sound. Doolittle is the second studio album from the American alternative rock band Pixies, released in April 1989 on 4AD. The album's offbeat and dark subject material, featuring references to surrealism, biblical violence, torture and death, contrasts with the clean production sound achieved by the newly hired producer Gil Norton. The Glow PT. 2 is the Microphones' seventh studio album, released in September 2001 through K Records. It is considered by many to be the Microphones' definitive work. The Glow, PT. 1, was the title of the fourth track on his previous album It Was Hot, We Stayed in the Water. Kidda is the fourth studio album by the English rock band Radiohead, released in October 2000 on Parlophone. Burnt out after recording and promoting Radiohead's acclaimed 1997 album OK Computer, songwriter Tom York envisioned a radical change in direction for their next album. Either, or is the third studio album by American singer-songwriter Elliott Smith. Recorded in several locations, mostly in Portland, Oregon, while Smith was still in Heatmiser, and produced by Smith, Tom Rothrock and Rob Schnapf. Either, or was released on February 25, 1997 through record label Kill Rock Stars following the demise of Heatmiser. In the Airplane Over the Sea is the second album by American indie rock band Noodle Milk Hotel. It was released in the United States on February 10, 1998 on Merge Records and May 1998 on Blue Rose Records in the United Kingdom.